Well, boys, it seems like it's that time of the year once again. We got new information about the upcoming NHL game. NHL 16 has officially been announced, and I normally don't do videos like this, but you know what? I know you guys want to hear my opinion, and I actually was reading it. I see some positives, but I also see some negatives that's kind of scaring me. And I don't want this video to just be me complaining, so I'm going to do this as unbiased as I can, all right? But before you get all hyped up about NHL 16, let's read between the lines here, all right? So we'll just go over this very informally. First up, NHL 16, built with more input from our fans than ever before. NHL 16 steps onto the ice to deliver ways to compete as a team, new features across the most played single-player modes, gameplay innovation at every position on the ice, and an unrivaled game day atmosphere. All right, so that's more of the mumbo-jumbo that we've heard before. Let's get into some real features here. New ways to compete as a team. Hockey is a sport that comes to life in a competitive team-based gameplay experience. Whether it's through speed, skill, or physicality, every player makes an impact on the ice, no matter what position they play or their role on the team. So grab some friends and jump into either 6v6 online team play, online couch co-op, or the reimagined EA Sports Hockey League and prove that great individuals can't beat a great team. So I really like that. When I see that they are promoting team play and understanding that hockey is a sport that's relied on every position to do their job. You know, I'm so sick and tired of just seeing everybody play wing and do the same dangles. I want to see some defenders. I want to see some goaltenders. And that's what I really like to see when they start to promote that stuff. So let's continue. No problems yet. The new EASHL. About freaking time. This is what I was very interested in, all right? Now, obviously the good is EASHL is back. But when I was reading this, man, I know how to read between the lines from EA mumbo jumbo. You know, it's authentic this, authentic that. But when you look for what they didn't write, that's what scares me. Now, listen to this and listen to what the 6v6 OTP game mode is, and I'll bring it all back together. The new EASHL. Sharpen those skates and grab your buddies because the EA Sports Hockey League is back. This fan favorite online team mode has been reimagined and lets you choose specialized player classes to deliver a balanced competitive experience on the ice. Player skill and your ability to play as a team will now be the determining factor in who wins and loses hockey games. So, the two last sentences there, very interesting. First of all, the last one, player skill and your ability to play as a team will now be the determining factor in who wins and loses hockey games. What was the determining factor in previous titles? I think I know what they're talking about here. What was the sentence before that one? This fan favorite online team mode has been reimagined and lets you choose specialized player classes. All right, so let me bring this all together. When they say that player skill and your ability to play as a team will now be the determining factor. Was the determining factor in previous years the fact that some teams were full of legend 3s and they'd be going up against other teams full of veteran 1s? Was it the player ratings that were determining games before? And are they trying to solve this by giving us a set amount of player classes like Call of Duty that you can't make your own. You can't enhance. You can't get better. That's what I think they're going here, boys. I think if you want to play ESHL and you want to have a right-wing sniper, maybe there's 3 guys that you choose, and that's it. They don't grow. They don't get any worse. It's not like you get up to Legend 3. There's just a base class of players that you can all use. And you know, this may sound like a good idea, but let's read the 6v6 online team play because this is where it all comes together for me. 6v6 online team play. Play online with up to 12 skaters, including user-created goalies. So goalies are in there now, so that's good. But listen to this. Using real-world NHL rosters, you can compete in ranked drop-in games against players from around the world or invite your friends to a private OTP session, blah, 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 blah. Did you hear that again? Using real-world NHL rosters. So when you go into the 6v6 online team play, it's the same online team play as NHL 15s, where you're not using your online created Be a Pro. You're using the rosters from the NHL. So let's go back to EASHL. If 6v6 online team play doesn't have your online created Be a Pro, why would EASHL? Boys, I'm getting the sinking feeling that in EASHL, you choose a specific player model and you just use that. So now when you go into a game, everyone's going to have the same amount of stats. Again, you want to choose the small right wing playmaker, you choose this guy. The big center, you choose this guy. The puck moving defenseman, you choose this guy. Maybe there's 15 possible skaters that you can choose, and maybe 4 different goaltenders. And before every game, you just choose one of them, and then you go into the game. But there's no depth in growing your player. I don't like that at all. I could be completely wrong. But again, remember how I said it's not what they write, it's what they don't write. I'm getting the feeling that EASHL still is Still's not exactly where it needs to be. It's in the game, but it still feels like it's just a slow improvement from not being in the game. Oh man, I hope the online created Be a Pros are in there. I hope it's not just like a Call of Duty class choosing before each game. Oh, that would be absolutely horrible. But whatever, we'll move on. Online couch co-op, the perfect way to play when you and your friends want to jump on the couch, join forces, and play some drop-in hockey online. It's the best place to practice your team play skills before playing OTP and EASHL. So I got no problem with this. I mean, this isn't exactly a game shaking or a foundation shaking game mode. I've been able to play with my buddies on the couch in other games on old gen, right? So it's nice that it's there. They're kind of insinuating that you can play EASHL and OTP, so maybe you can get 4 players on the same TV playing an OTP or a club game. That'd be kind of cool. Say, you have 2 brothers, you're all the same age, and you want to start up an EASHL club, but you only have one Xbox, you can all play it on the same Xbox. If that's what they're saying, that's really cool. I'm getting the feeling, though, that this is just like Versus. You go into like an online Versus game, and everyone can choose a position. I don't know, like, see how it says, it's best place to practice your team play skills before playing OTP and EASHL. I think it's just Versus where you can get 4 people on the same team in a Versus online game, which is nice, but I could do that back in NHL 11 or NHL 12, so not the biggest deal. Next, a way to play for every hockey fan. Whether you're an armchair GM, want to live out your NHL Pro fantasy, or build your ultimate dream team, NHL 16 will deliver a single-player game mode for every type of hockey fan, each with new features that you've never seen in an EA Sports NHL game. Well, that sounds good if they're enhancing the first or the single player game modes. I want to see stuff I've never seen before. And we'll move on to Be a GM mode. Player morale. Here we go. What did I say in my NHL 12 or NHL 13 review about GM mode? This is good to see, man. Hopefully they do it right. Just take a page out of FIFA 10's book, I think it was. That's what I compared it to. But being a GM is about more than just getting the best players. It's about getting the right players to play well together. Absolutely. Each player on your NHL and AHL team has a different personality that you will have to manage. So now you can manage your AHL squad, it seems like. That's good. Deal with trade demands, teammate relationships, and much more by calling team meetings and adjusting your roster to directly affect your team's on-ice performance. Here's an example where EA, if you do this right, this is a grand slam. Fantastic. About time. No problems here. It's just, I want to see gameplay, you know what I mean? It's all good to put it together in a paragraph. I want to see gameplay. But again, if it is what they're saying it is, that's brilliant. Great job, EA. Great job. Next, Be a Pro. And notice it's not called Live the Life. It's still Be a Pro. Shape your legacy. The way you play dictates the type of player you will become in an all-new Be a Pro progression system. The on-ice actions directly influence attributes earned. That's so much better, ensuring that your pro will reflect the way you play. Sim to your next shift and the ability to work your way up from the CHL rookie to an NHL superstar also make its return in NHL 16. All right, so a lot of good stuff out of there. First of all, the sim to your next shift, so you don't have to watch the computer play. You can get the game over pretty quickly. I would like to know, though, can you simulate the first and second period, go into a game, and then continue to sim your shift? Or do you have to start the game every single time from the first period and then sim your shift? Which is still good, right? But they didn't mention anything about being able to sim a game. Building your way up from the CHL, that's very good. So now you can build your player up to get the first overall pick, maybe. And it seems like they've adopted FIFA's system back from FIFA 10. I remember FIFA had that, and it's the way to go. If you guys remember my General Zod series, once I, got checking and fighting skill all the way up there, it was just about unlocking the next stage, like Veteran 3 or whatever, and then I could jack up my wrist shot or slap shot. It seems like what they're saying here is, say I make a pass and I create an assist, maybe I've accomplished a goal where it gives me 1+ in my passing rating now because I got an assist to a goal. If I deke somebody out on a one-on-one, maybe it adds 1 to my deking category. That makes a lot more sense. If I snipe one in, it gives me wrist shot accuracy +1. That makes a lot more sense, and that's the way it should have been for for old gen. Just look at FIFA, man. FIFA's doing it right. FIFA's done it right for a long time now. Next up, Hockey Ultimate Team. Single player seasons. The most played game mode in the NHL series. All right, blah, 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 blah. Only game mode, EA. Come on. Improved player management and the introduction of Hockey Ultimate Team single player seasons gives you another way to hone your skills before jumping online with Hockey Ultimate Team online seasons or challenging your friends to play with the Play a Friend feature. So that's good to know. You do have single player seasons now, and you can also play a friend in Hockey Ultimate Team. So they've caught up, so that's good. Visual on ice training. This sounds fantastic. This is another thing that I pointed out. Practice mode, EASHL mode, everything. There should be on ice tutorials to help players play better in this game instead of everyone just wanting to be a dangler. It says whether you're new to the NHL series and looking for pointers or are a grizzled veteran trying to perfect your game, this new training tool will help sharpen your offensive and defensive skills no matter your talent level. Visual aids project shooting targets, passing lanes, open teammates, and more. See, this is another thing where it's very vague. Like, I don't exactly know. Are they talking about just the in-game? You can have stuff on the ice to help you pass. Is there a practice mode with specific tutorials that show you how to do this stuff? Visual on-ice training. It could just be the same thing, when you're playing ESHL or OTP, you see that blue line following around your player until you turn it off. It could just be a more upgraded version of that. I'd like to see it more in depth, but they're pretty vague there, so I don't know what to expect. Next, complete control from every position. Here's another one where it's like, let's see gameplay of this. But it says, whether you play as a forward, defenseman, or goalie, NHL 16 delivers a balanced gameplay experience that makes every position on the ice meaningful to team success. I like to hear that, though. That's the right mindset. With gameplay innovation on offense and defense, players have new tools to not only score goals, but prevent them as well. Again, I like the idea that they're promoting here. They're saying that players are now going to have fun and feel empowered as a goaltender, as a defenseman. Not only just scoring goals, but being able to prevent them as well. But again, I want to see footage of these new features, complete control from every position. Yeah, it's more of that mumbo jumbo, but I like it. Hopefully they're not misleading us here. That sounds great. Precision skating. Utilize a new skating tool that allows you to make refined movements with your skater in any situation. On defense, quickly jump into passing lanes and intercept the puck. That sounds great. Or walk the blue line on the power play and open yourself up for that one-timer in the offensive zone. Again, that sounds great, but unless it applies to computer AI, it's not really a problem. Like when they say walk the blue line on the power play, you can walk the blue line on NHL 15. It's just the computers wouldn't walk the blue line to get open for you when you have the puck down in the corner, right? So precision skating. You know how I always mention the awkward turn, and when you pick up the puck, the guy will do like a spin to start skating off in the other direction. Maybe that's what they're talking about, but again, very vague. I'm hoping that what they're saying there comes true. Seamless puck pickups. Oh, the ability to quickly control a pass or corral a loose puck can be the difference between generating a scoring chance and getting leveled. You're damn right, EA. Just had non-stop of that in NHL 15. New puck pickups result in smoother transitions when receiving the puck, no matter what your position, giving you more time and control to make the next move. So, seamless puck pickups, that sounds good, but just go back to old gen. The passing was fine on old gen. NHL 14 had a bouncy puck when you dumped that in, but you fixed that. I just go back and upgrade that, man. The puck physics in this game. Hopefully it's fixed. Unrivaled game day authenticity. I don't disagree there. The game looks fantastic. Distinct team arena atmosphere. Again, I have no problem with that. The game looks brilliant. And story-driven commentary. Doc Emmerich, Eddie Olchuk, and Ray Ferraro are back. And now to call the game with even more emotion. So hopefully Doc doesn't keep on saying geometrically. And, there's two more things here. Superstar authenticity. Now, this is an interesting one. Listen to this. Enhanced facial features and new equipment details synonymous with the league's top players adds another layer of player authenticity. Use these new equipment elements to customize your own created character, giving them a unique look, from custom stick tape, colored skate laces, tinted visors, and more. This is where I'm thinking maybe they do have the created player for OTP and EASHL. This could also just mean you create a player for the offline game modes and you can use this stuff. But when they say superstar authenticity, it's all well and good, EA, that they look great. Great job with that. I'm not complaining. But is Alexander Ovechkin going to play like Alexander Ovechkin? if I give him the puck off the rush with space, is he going to come down, use his speed, and use an amazing wrist shot on the net? Or is he going to play the same as John Scott coming down the left wing with the same speed, the same space coming down? You know, remember old gen, how they would come down the wing, shield the puck, cut to the middle? You know, I want to see authenticity, yes, but not just aesthetically. I want to see gameplay authenticity. All right, so hopefully I'm looking for that. And last but not least, this one's pretty funny. Playoff beers. One of the oldest and most iconic traditions in hockey has arrived, with accurate representations of beard patterns, lengths, thickness, and growth rates for individual players. The road to the Stanley Cup just got hairier. Fantastic. Nothing wrong with that. That's a fantastic new feature. It's pretty funny. All right. So after all of that, again, boys, what did I say at the beginning of this video? What did they not mention? I'll tell you what they didn't mention. No fucking shootouts! Oh, I hope this is in the game and it's just something that's so basic that they didn't need to promote it. But they didn't mention anything about online shootouts, a ranked leaderboards online shootout. So shootout commentaries for next year might have to be on old gen again, boys. All right. I also didn't see anything for team creation and no GM connected, which for me wasn't a big deal. GM connected was flawed. I know some people had a problem with that. But look at this. Anyone asking the question whether or not NHL 16 will be on old gen? No, NHL 16 will not be on old gen, but NHL Legacy will be on old gen. They've taken the 16 out of the title. This might be the last version that they do on old gen. They're calling it NHL Legacy, and I'm pretty sure it's just a upgraded NHL 15 on old gen, which was an upgraded NHL 14 on old gen, right? So, I'll have to do the shootout commentaries on NHL Legacy. So there you go, boys. I don't know what to make of it, man. I really don't. Until I see gameplay, until I see a game actually being played and commentated live, not just clipped up. I don't want to see cinematic trailers, man. I can't even talk. I'm trying to talk too long right here, but I don't want to see cinematic trailers that show the game off. I want to see actual gameplay. I'm very excited. I'm hoping for the best. I'm just a little wary, all right? Imagine, or go back and think of the things that they didn't mention. That's what really scares me about this. So, boys, there you go. NHL 16 coming in September. My fingers are crossed. Let's hope for the best.